everybody. Why don't we go ahead and get started? Amit, what you going for us?
Yeah, good morning. So today I work on Jerry told me to write test cases for schema validation. So if there will be any problem in the schema, so it will not push the code on the server. So yeah, I completed writing the test cases for it, and it will cover all the schema inside our GraphQL. So if we will make any schema changes, and if it is invalid, so we are not able to push the changes.
Okay, great. Okay, good call, Jerry. Thank you for doing that. So that sounds like a very nice safeguard
Yes,
going forward, right?
yes, yes.
Okay. Where does it stand? You said you tested it out.
Yeah, so like on local, I tested it on I tried to change what problem did Jerry faced yesterday. I had to do it that test case was failing and you are not able to make the build.
Okay. Jerry, does that also protect against like SQL injections or any schema? That's not a schema change, is
No,
it?
so essentially what happens is this happens on my fault sometimes when we're pushing stuff to QA.
Mhm.
We have our resolvers file, which is the actual like executionable code, and then we have our schema, and the application expects the resolvers to match the schema, and if for some reason it doesn't, then the whole backend just doesn't work.
Okay. Okay. Well,
So
good. We should check that.
yeah, so the unit tests were only testing the resolvers
Uh,
and not the schema. So this is why I have this go into place. I recommend Amit do this because yeah, we need these to be in sync before we do a deploy, or the app just won't work at all.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. Um, okay. Are there other types of situations like that, like around like near deployments that can be tested?
We can think about this type of scenario. So I will think about it and I will add it.
Okay. Yeah, and Jerry, you too.
Yeah, only thing I meant maybe I know the unit test kind of works around the resolvers. Maybe
Mm.
we could have like some kind of end-to-end test that confirms that the server can spin up and that like a test API request
Oh,
can
load balancer test you are talking, right?
not like a load balancer test, but like an end-to-end test on
Mm.
within the scope of the application. So confirming that the backend server can like the backend application
Mm.
can start and it can accept the request.
Okay, 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 got
Yeah,
it.
it's not quite at the load balancer level, but if
Mhm.
you could isolate it before a build is deployed.
Yep, got it.
All right, very good. Okay, what else do you have going on it?
Yeah, that's it for today. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Okay, Jerry, why don't you continue then?
Yeah, good stuff. So we got revenue cat going. I got Ismail testing it. So it looks like we're all ready to go to start accepting payments in the app. For
Okay, awesome.
streak freezes and revivals.
Okay,
Those are
great.
all ready to go. Credentials are all set up. Um, with the dashboard to for SMSs. Let me see if I can go here. Now it's we don't have all the historical data right here, but let me just sign in and show this real quick. But we'll have it in the future. Um, so for is my screen visible?
Yeah.
So when we send out SMSs now, we'll have this history table, and we'll be able to see how many it was sent to, click through rate, opt outs, and opt out rate. So this opt out data is missing because it wasn't being tracked until yesterday, like explicitly to the SMS.
Okay. I would
Uh,
like to know that number for that specific SMS, by the way.
oh yeah, I got it. I gave it to Danny.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to see that too.
Yep.
Okay.
So if we
The
want to see,
clicks, a number of clicks, nine clicks,
yes,
and it went to 3,000.
yep.
Um, I don't want to get too sidetracked though, but Todd, I want to talk to you about this. I don't understand why we did this one when we just said a few days before this we were gonna put everything on ice. Let's talk about it after the call
Yeah, of course.
because I mean this was predictable,
Indeed.
so I don't know why we did it, but I'll discuss with you guys after. So go ahead, Jerry. Continue.
Yeah. So for clicks, you can drill in. You can see exactly who clicked it. We should probably hide that from the recording. That's people's phone numbers.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
this whole screen I think Johnny blurs
okay,
when you screen share.
got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we see this here, and also if we, I know we're trying to kind of dial back on the SMSs, but when we do, I'm gonna have warnings that start showing up saying, "What are you doing?" Think
Okay.
there are too many people. Um, just for something, because I know I gotta have my hands off of it. So
Yeah. Well, yeah. One more question for Todd. You're the only, well, you and Danny the only ones that have the um final like go ahead, right?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. Okay. But yeah, this will be a warning if you accidentally try and send it to too many, right, Jerry? Is that what you're saying, basically?
yeah, there's different stuff. So we can do after something like this. Oh no, let me do. So yeah, there's like a yellow warning too. It's like, you
Oh,
know, I
okay.
was iffy about it, but
Yeah.
red, like, please don't.
Yeah, that's helpful.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you.
So, yep, we got this, and I heard back from Facebook as far as like the WhatsApp stuff, and it was very. I don't know what to say about it. They said we're bringing it to engineering. I followed up 3 days later. I followed up a week later,
Okay.
and then they just said go to the billing hub and update your tax info. Hope this helps. So,
Excellent.
and then they closed the case. So I'm gonna look at. I'm just reading this. So
Excellent. Was
yeah,
that ever discussed
no, they
up until like that moment? Like,
yep. The only thing they said here was something about GST ID for
do you know
oper-
what does GST ID mean?
That's something for India, like taxes in India.
What did they say about it? Because this is you. What did they say about the GST ID?
Yeah, I can confirm that there is a credit card associated with the account. However,
GST is good service tax here.
Okay.
businesses in India must register for GST. GST ID is a requirement to use WhatsApp business platform, and there are no exemptions.
Okay. So are they like in a very vague way saying, like indirectly saying, we accidentally list ourselves under the tax portion as an India company, and maybe that's where the change can be made and it'll solve this?
I mean, I'm hoping. I literally was just saying. I said in the very next message, okay, well, what if we just turn off India and
Yeah.
we'll go back to it at a later date? And then they said,
Definitely.
okay, we're going to the engineering team.
Yeah, maybe the engineering team's like, okay, yeah, they just need to go to the tax section and change it now.
Yeah,
And then they just didn't communicate that very well.
yeah.
Hopefully.
I'll forward this over to Danny, and hopefully we can get this resolved. It's been way too long on this.
Right. Okay, let me know how that goes.
Yep. Um. Okay, so that covers the past updates. Now for today, I know I need to work with Todd for the living things. I need to gather some data, kind of showing how many of the spring breakers onboarded, how many still need to onboard, and then we need to come up with a plan of action on because there's still a good number of spring breakers who haven't onboarded into the app. So we have to figure out how we have to, you know, very kindly force them in.
Yeah. Okay.
So uh, Todd will be with me on that. Um, what else is going on? I think we were mostly kind of in a state of testing the latest versions of the apps. I know something Danny had asked me to do is look into optimizing push notifications, and I kind of demoed something, not say demoed, but showed something yesterday. I don't know how far we're going to go with that. Is like One Signal has like they have their what's it called optimized sending time that you can opt into,
Huh. What's that
and
about?
so if you trigger a push notification, you can have one signal determine when is the best time to deliver it to that individual based on the data that they have on how often and when somebody uses an app.
That's very interesting.
Mhm.
That's could be helpful.
Yep. So
Huh.
we have,
Well, okay. This is new, or this all they've always had that?
no, they've had it for a while. It's it's tricky though because again, it's intelligent sending. So in other words, if I send it at the same time, maybe we may be concerned on how many.
Well, it wouldn't get sent technically at the same time. They would hold it, right? And then they would send it when they think it's optimal.
Correct.
That's interesting. I mean, they have all the data that I would presume they know what's more higher conversion.
Yeah,
Uh,
totally. I think they know something. We just have to keep that in mind though for like, oh, why did somebody not get this push notification immediately? And maybe because one
or
of people said
well,
on their side,
yeah. Well, we can. I'm assuming we can cherry pick which ones. Like, let's say we have um, a scheduled one for every new user. Let's just say right now it's every 24 hour. After 24 hours, not every 24 hours, but after 24 hours, it asks them to add a profile pic. Let's just say that's one of our regular schedule one. We decide, well, let's let one signal handle that one, and maybe they think it should be sometime during the evening hours for some people, sometime during the morning hours for other people. That would just be that one. We could control just that one, right? Like
totally.
that? Okay. Okay. Yeah. That'd be better, obviously. We're just guessing.
Mhm.
Um, interesting. That's really helpful. Because like I'm trying to get us to organize these in a way where we can collect the data, present the data, act on the data. But if one signal has already a lot of collection themselves, they can accelerate our understanding of how to optimize some of this.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let me see. Optimizing notification, intelligent delivery. Yeah, it's called intelligent delivery. I think I said it to
well,
Dan.
I'd expect our conversions to go up a lot more. We did a little baseline check of some of the communities, and it's unexpected actually. Some of them you might expect to have really high conversions on notifications didn't, and then some had super high. Like the highest one I think was paranormal zone was like over 30%
Hmm.
were received and clicked on a regular basis, like consistently.
Hmm.
That's really high because you got to imagine like a lot of people just don't even have notifications on. Number one,
Hmm.
but I'm talking for every single member of the community, it was at 30%. So that has to still account for people who don't even have them on. So it's really high. But then some of them were really low, like under 10%. So there's a lot of information we're gathering. Um, optimizing this is going to make a huge difference. What we don't want is people turning them off permanently.
Right.
So I'd be really interested in exploring this feature with one signal more deeply.
Hmm.
So will you learn as much as you can? Like I think we should try one. Last week we turned them all off just to start clean.
Hmm.
We have all the data up to that point, so we know how they performed, and I want to start clean. We'll probably recycle a lot of the same ones, but nevertheless readjust them a little bit, see if they work better at different times, less or maybe less back to back, or the intervals be different too. Um, but this adds a new element that one signal can choose for us. I hadn't considered that. Um, so this is something we'll talk more about in the coming days. It's going to be a big focus. So, what else you have on this or other thing?
Uh, that's everything. I think we're mostly kind of in a testing phase right now. Right now, I'm also just monitoring Sentry. I'm going to try and find something to pick up on the Sentry, something to optimize. But I'm not. We have a we have a lot of stuff optimized, so
Mhm.
I'm
You're
trying to
searching for something to optimize, or there's something specific right now needs to be optimized.
And right now I'm searching.
Okay.
There's nothing that is right now looking at the board obvious that it needs to be optimized. Which
What was the problem yesterday? You said there was a long. Danny said one of the messages was too long and it didn't get pushed. What? How is that a thing?
it's a limitation from one signal, and it is extreme. So it basically said, I think one signal's limit is like 2,000 characters for an SMS. So think about it, like 99% of messages sent in the app, they're under 2,000 characters.
Yeah.
Those would get sent, but because the message you sent was it was like 3,000 characters. It overflowed it, and one signal rejected it because it was so long. So now on the back end, I just have truncation going that says if it's over 1,000 characters, we'll just take the first 1,000.
Well, when you say that, it won't truncate the
It's
app.
it's just a push notification.
Just the push itself.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, because it can only show 4 lines.
Right. But one signal just rejects it if it's too much.
I see.
So, and this was one of the cases where it was too much. I do not think it's an actual widespread problem because, again, I was able to easily reproduce it. I reproduced it in like 2 minutes.
Okay. Will 1,000 characters be too many? Sometimes, or is it?
It's like 2,000 is the limit.
Okay, so it's always going to be okay under 2,000.
Right. Well, I'm right now. I'm truncating it to 1,000, so we're like safer below it because 1,000 is still like a paragraph.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. All right, what else you have going on?
Yeah, that's kind of it that I'll have going right now. I just want to make sure that we can get the current build tested, because I do want to make sure we can do another round of testing with the in-app purchases. But the catch is that right now, from the state that we're in, is that we cannot test the in-app purchases until it's live. We've done as much testing as we could in the QA environment, but we can't actually test in the production environment until this is live in the store.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I want to talk about the new builds. Do you have anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Ismail, did you fix the reactions not working in build 03? I don't know if it's continued on.
Yeah, I fixed that yesterday.
Okay. What was that? Why?
It was just so there was a new there was a new field we have for the link previews. I added it to the basically all the objects that had a certain parameter in them, but in that specific one we didn't need it. So it was just when you try to do the reaction itself, the API would fail because it's like, okay, we don't have this parameter for you. So I just stopped calling it.
I see. Okay. Um,
But yeah, it was just I had to remove something, basically something we didn't need.
Makes sense. Okay. Um, what else? But well, actually, first, do we have a build in with that fix, or you still need to do one?
No, not yet. So no, not yet. I need to create a build for that. Because I was working with the new architecture, and that's where I did most of my changes. But for this one specifically, I'm just gonna probably have it in another build.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. Question for Jerry, real quick.
Yep.
I'm doing a search of the groups, and I type spring. I'm just wondering why. I'll send you a screenshot of this. Why? First of all, why can't I find your name? I'm just in development. But why is it not on top of the search results? Take a look at it. I mean, you don't have to answer right now, but just dig in a little bit to some of the ordering of those. Which I'll continue with Ismail. But yeah, by the way, Ismail, I like the search bar, the way you got it there. So just keep people, they like it. So I think we can roll with it. Yeah. We just need Jerry to get the results to optimize. But yeah, go ahead. What else you got going on?
Cool. Yeah, other than that, so I'm working, as I mentioned, Friday with the new architecture. I'm going to be working with the media stuff on in chat. So I re-added back the images where they're dynamic, the size of them,
Okay.
in the new
In the
architecture.
in the chat, right?
The chat, correct.
I see. So they could
Yeah.
have different what heights and widths.
They have you always see the full image no matter what, and it
Mhm.
fits in the chat. So if
Okay.
it's like really tall, it would be a little skinnier. If it's very wide, it would be short, and it'll basically be whatever like the image dynamics are.
Yeah. Kind of like in the photos tab does that.
Correct.
Okay.
Something like that, yeah. Now the more challenging one is I've moved on to videos. If you remember, you wanted them to kind of autoplay.
Yeah, and close to full height and yeah.
And
I
the
mean full
full,
screen.
yeah, yeah. So I'm working on both of those now. Um, as far as styling, I'll probably need to go over that with you because at the moment I have the styling match the image. So what that means is you'll see the full video all the time. It's just it's not taking up as much of the screen as possible. Um, Now we can tweak it, but I don't know what other requirements are there, like a little vague. So I might need to have maybe a work session with you after I'm done just to tweak the styling, which shouldn't be too bad.
Okay.
But that being said, I removed that old library, the one that we wanted to get rid of, the AV, Expo AV. Now we're using Expo Video, the newer one. So I managed to get that to work in the new architecture. It was fairly easy since it's compatible with it.
Right on. That's fantastic.
So yeah, that should solve a lot of Chantel's problem when she would load a video and it would tell her if something went wrong, or especially on
Okay.
Android.
Yeah, that was all on the newer architecture though, right?
It really has to be,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's not compatible with the older one,
Okay.
the library. Now after I got that hooked up, which now came the harder part is I want the video that's in view to play and that only.
Right.
Um,
Not
and
well.
if we remove it out of view, it should pause.
Yeah. Okay. What if
So I have
two
to
are in
find that.
view?
Huh?
What if two are in view?
It would play the both that are in view. There's like a window.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
But then if they're after a certain threshold, they're just we want to unmount it so it's not taking up so much memory.
Right. Okay.
Now I kind of have something working. I'm still tweaking it. This one's a little tricky. But I'm still working on it. Now, one thing that I would probably recommend for so I would I would say we probably need maybe like a different version of the video to display for two reasons. Because first of all, it takes up a lot of memory, and then also it takes a while to load. So like if you just open chat, you have like this very long video. It's not gonna autoplay. It's gonna be
Mm,
too big. It's gonna need to load a little bit. It's gonna be slow. So what I
right.
need to figure out is probably like some kind of like a buffer where I like it doesn't have to load the whole video, just load some of it. And I don't know if it does that automatically or not. I'm still looking
I was
into
gonna
it.
say that, like in the ideal situation, it would load like the first couple seconds and then continue
Correct.
in the background.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to see if that's the case or not, and to do that. And then I was wondering if so since it's playing in chat, we probably don't need the sound.
Right.
And we can also probably reduce the resolution
Yeah.
because it's not full screen.
Yeah. It should be limited. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
people can do 8K these days. Like, we wouldn't want that. That's for sure.
yeah. So maybe we do like instead of doing the full video, maybe do a preview of the video or it's a shortened version of the video. And I don't know how easy that is to do with Cloudinary, where we take the video, we give it like maybe 10 seconds max, or like maybe take the first 10 seconds, you know what I mean? Kind of like the Facebook reel thingies where they don't show you the full thing, they just show you like
Hmm.
a sample of the video. Or we can have the full thing up to you guys. I'm just saying this is just for
Ideally, it would be the full one, but it loads in the background.
yeah. Okay, then we can have the full video, but maybe, like I said, we don't need the sound, so we can have it a non-sound and like not muted, but the sound isn't there to save space, and we can also reduce the resolution of it
Yeah.
since it's not going to be full screen. That way, it will be much quicker to load, even if it's a larger file.
Okay. And then if you tap on it, it would load it all with the sound.
It would load the full thing with the sound, correct?
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But that will need some back end work though. we would probably need to add a new field for the video, like a video preview kind of thing. And we would have, there's probably going to be some Cloud work. Now there's obviously there's one downside to this, which we'll have 2 instances of the video. So that would mean more Cloud usage on our end.
Okay.
So I don't know how if
We'll have to-
cost efficient that might be. It would be more performant, but I don't know how cost efficient it would be. I know it
Yeah.
would be less efficient in terms of server and data transferring, but I don't know if that makes up for the extra storage we're going to be using.
Right. Okay. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah, I'm not fully aware what our cloud, I'm sorry, Cloudinary uses it. Cloudinary usage is. I don't think it would be that much because I mean, videos and chat are also not that popular right now. I think it's mostly images, and especially if we're just doing a like a 3-second preview. I
But
know
we're
we're
not.
not.
I think John was saying he wants the full video on the preview.
So we want the full preview, just a lower resolution.
And no
I don't-
sound, because
you
there's
know-
going to be no sound there.
Yeah, I mean, if you go on TikTok, you're gonna see the full video, and they must be doing some kind of loading in the background, right?
Or it could be stored on your phone too. Like cached on your phone, the video.
But even then, it still has to be downloaded.
Yeah, the first time.
So, does the Expo library help with that whole like passive loading in the background?
So-
I think it's just supported. I just need to read up on the passive loading stuff. I didn't get into that yet. I was just kind of thinking out loud. I
Yeah.
was more focused on the autoplay stuff, but
Cool.
I think it should support it.
Ismail, what approach are you trying to go? Like what app? Like TikTok or Instagram?
No, it's just basically when you open the chat. So you know when you have a video, you can click on it and play it. It's just gonna be playing automatically.
Okay.
So that's pretty much it. Like I don't think we're going off a specific app. I'm not sure.
I see.
But that's the kind of the requirement that I got, and I was trying to think what's the best way to do it.
I like your suggestion of like a window where if it's in view, it plays. If it's not in view, it doesn't play.
Yeah.
However, you can do that.
But we still need it to be more efficient in terms of loading time.
That's true. Yes. Yes. Well, everything should have a upper resolution max limit, right? Like nothing should be bigger than X amount of pixels, right? Or not pixels, but megabytes.
I think we have a limit on videos. We enforce a limit, right, Jerry?
Yeah,
Like how is it 100 megabytes or something, or I don't know,
I think
giga?
I think it's like 100 megabytes.
Yeah.
That's a lot. But ideally, this limit doesn't prevent anything. It just downscales to where it will work.
Well, if we do the resolution, like if we play with the resolution, I think it should like shave off a lot of,
Yeah.
especially like with people with the newer iPhones with their 4K videos. If you like,
Yeah. Even if you have a resolution, it's imperceptible to most people.
yeah, like, and this is not gonna be full screen, so the user really won't like
Yes. True.
notice the lower resolution. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. We can tweak the resolution like later. But we'll see what's the lowest resolution we can get away with without sacrificing the quality.
Okay.
And that would just be much faster load time,
I would
much
say
less memory.
we half, at least half resolution, because it's still really clear.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
And I
Them.
think doing half resolution shaves off like 80% of the
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's like you get a huge gain.
downside.
Right. So take a look at that, and maybe there's some blogs or things where people talk about the optimal way to do it too.
Yeah, I feel Cloudinary has its tools to help us with this.
Okay.
But yeah, Jerry or Ahmed, I don't know who's free wants to look into this. We can have like a new field to test it out, and I'm still working on the functionality. of the in view, autoplay. It's a little tricky when you have multiple videos and stuff. And I want to make sure it actually gets removed out of RAM. So there's a lot of things that I'm still working on, but after I get it done, having a smaller video would definitely help.
Okay.
And yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. Probably have a newer, or we'll probably have a new book. I think I also, I merged the onboarding improvements did. It's tested for, asked the QA team yesterday. Nothing, there was no major problems other than the reaction one, which I fixed. So I'll probably have a build ready for '05 with the fixes. So that one can be production ready, can be pushed while we continue working on the new architecture. Now for what was I gonna say? One last problem that you mentioned in development was the picture not loading for a specific chat profile picture. That one
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time knowing why. Like the code is obviously, the code is working, it's fine, it's and the picture of that user seems to be fine. Is that still the case for you, or after you close the app and open it, did it fix it? I'm assuming it's maybe like a bad link got sent, or something, or the link got corrupted, or
It does look
I'm
like
not
it's
sure,
fixed.
or cache problem,
Hmm.
but I
Yeah,
can't seem to reproduce it.
I see. Okay, yeah, it's fixed. It's fixed now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if it was some kind of cache problem or something. It's just I can't necessarily reproduce it. I'll keep an eye out, see if I can. If I do see it, I'll see what steps did I do before that
Okay.
to regenerate it. But at this moment, I can't tell you exactly why that happened. I don't have a clear answer yet.
Okay. Sounds good.
Hey, do you mind if I add something real quick?
Sure.
Ismail, related to potential cache issues, I know Chantel was working with another user that was stuck that couldn't get in the app. Her name was Gwen, one of our users, and I gave Chantel those instructions that I gave to Jeremy Castellini a while back, or was it Casey? Can't remember. But she finally got back in the app after a few days, after using those same instructions of clearing the Android or Google backup cache.
I actually
I'm not
wanted
sure.
n- I kind of want somebody to be stuck in there to test the new build, because I
Yeah,
think that would
Yeah.
fix that.
remember I told you about that, Todd?
Yeah.
To not actually have them go through the steps, just because it's easier to test it while it's in the state.
Right. Oh, you'll have to forgive me. I thought we moved past that after this was brought up by Chantel last week. So that's my bad.
That's okay. With Jeremy, yeah, but if there's another new one, then let them know first. So, because what we didn't know before with Jeremy is if what you asked him to do would fix it, but it
Mhm.
did. So now that's additional information. That means the next time we encounter it, we have that, knowing that that's what fixed it. See what I mean? So now we could maybe work with the next person armed with that new information.
Yeah, like I said, I'm sorry. I thought we all talked about Gwen
No,
last week. That's my bad.
I thought it was Jeremy.
No, Jeremy was a few weeks ago.
Yeah, but he just got that fixed, like maybe end of not last week, but the week before, right?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I'm
so I
sorry.
guess
That's my bad.
what I would ask is if any users runs into this, tell them we have a solution. If you need to get into the app, we obviously don't want to force them to be broken, but if we can have them wait off just for this new build for test if what
Yeah.
I did actually fixes it, or do we still need to do all that on Android? That would just be I guess a good confirmation that hey, what we did actually solved that specific problem.
Yeah, I'll make sure it's more clear in dev too. Whenever Chantel or I come up with any users with an issue like that. Like I said, I apologize. I thought we had that discussed
No, it's
last week.
fine. I mean, I guess yeah, but no, I'm just saying in the future, like if anybody has that problem, if they're willing to like wait for an update, hopefully we have the update up like these today or tomorrow. But if we don't and somebody runs into it, it would be nice if they can wait. Um,
Yeah,
just for it
no
to
problem.
test, like if they're willing.
Yeah, we'll do. No problem.
Okay. So it did fix it for her though, right?
It did ultimately, yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. What else do you have going on, Ismail?
That's pretty much it.
Okay. You're gonna aim for a build today, you were saying?
Yeah, this is gonna be a small one and just fix the problems. That the what's it called? The reaction problem. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. All right, thank you. All right. Amin, let's get your update.
Hey, yeah, I'll start where it's been stopped, like regarding the build. With the new architect there. Like the last week, I did only the build for iOS because I know I didn't do for Android because there was another Android build that we were testing. It was like for streaks or something like that. That's the reason why I didn't did the Android build and only the iOS build. And it seems like Todd and Chantel they got a chance to play with the iOS build for the new architecture. And there's some issues regarding chat, like not chat exactly, but like if you're trying to share to chat or something like that, it crashes or it breaks or it does or the app stops working. So I'm looking into these issues and I was gonna yesterday I wanted to do the Android build, but now with those new issues that I'm working on, I'm thinking I'll be delaying the Android build till I fix those issues, and I'll do the build for iOS and Android at the same time, and that's will give us time to do the Android build that Ismail wants to do. But yeah, other than that, that's what I'm working on, like getting those issues fixed. Regarding sharing to chat, the one that Chantel shares and Todd.
Okay, that sounds good. I saw a lot of messages from them. Was there other areas besides just the chat related stuff?
There's the other issue with the not an issue, but maybe just an edge case. Well, yeah, it's like about the flow where we did for the fingerprinting. So if the user is being invited and we trigger the invite flow. So once he's finished his onboarding, he should be joined to automatically to a group. And there was like this use case for Todd.
Mm,
So he got something on his clipboard, and when he wanted to go through the onboarding, uh, it was the flow was triggered because he got something on his clipboard. The issue is like we do check if the user has something on his clipboard before we're saying, hey, you're maybe you are invited by someone. And for Todd, he was wrong because he was just copying something from the messages app. It has nothing to do with our flow. So we will need to find a way to not go through this case, which is like bottom line. If a user has already something on his clipboard from somewhere else, the flow shouldn't be triggered because
mhm.
it does right now. The issue is like the clipboard permission. We can only tell if user has something on his clipboard with no permission, like, but we cannot know what is it exactly. Just like
Right.
that's the user
The
to
tech.
peek, yeah, just to peek on his clipboard. And yeah, so maybe we need something. I was thinking about it. I'm not sure if it's a good idea or not, but like we're gonna need to rely on the backend for it because like the the copy of the clip, like we copy the invite code to the clipboard when a user um visits the page. I'm thinking is like when that happens, the backend is gonna like flag. I don't
Mm,
know how or something like flag. Yeah, we did the copy to clipboard, and when the user gonna be on the onboarding, I'll be calling the backend and see if this user is flagged somehow that he has something on his clipboard. Then let's go and check it. I don't know. Yeah, I know it's not perfect, but I'm thinking something with the backend we can do with timestamp or something like that to tell if the user has a like he has something on his clipboard from our page, not from any other app or something.
So that's tricky because the clipboard is almost a backup method in
Hmm.
case that the fingerprint doesn't fall through. So like the IP address, if the
Yeah.
IP address changes. So that's why that's why the clipboard thing exists. Um, is there any way that we can tell what app the clipboard like was copied
No.
from? No.
Yeah. We have to get the permission.
Hmm, okay. Yeah. Because effectively at scale, I don't know how it would work if we
Hmm.
have 100,000 people doing this. Like it seems like there would all the backend would always return true.
Yeah, I know. It's tricky.
Mhm. And why is this an issue now? It was like too aggressively detecting and getting like interfering somehow.
I don't
So
know. It's not an issue now. Just like because this is the first time we're testing this.
yeah, I mean, what problem is it going to cause?
If user has something on his clipboard, let's say you are like in I don't know
Yeah,
Instagram and you copy the link from there,
yeah,
and a link or text wherever you copy it from there. And now you're about to install Circles going through the onboarding.
mhm,
The flow will think because we don't know what what do you have in your clipboard.
yeah.
The app will think, oh, you have something in your clipboard. Maybe you're being invited. Let me show you the flow.
I
But
thought that I thought you can actually see what's on the clipboard, but you have
no,
to ask
you have to
permission.
permission. You have to get the permission to see what's in the clipboard.
Yeah, remember that whole set of instructions that ChatGPT wrote up? Like, wasn't one of the steps to ask for the permission to see what's on it? Like,
And it was like, no, it was. I remember that it was like ChatGPT saying before triggering to permission, let the user know why you would need the permission, so it's not gonna be creepy or anything.
yeah,
That's what we're doing right now.
okay,
But
yeah,
you cannot know what's in the clipboard. You can just know if the clipboard has something or does not. But what it that thing you will need permission for it.
yeah, okay,
And again, as Jerry was saying, this is like a fallback. This is only a fallback method if the fingerprinting we're doing with the user IP it
right,
fails.
right, right. And then, but we can just word it so that it's like we may have like a friend who invited you, and then we can just kind of ignore it, right? If it's not an invite, if it's not part of that. What's the
Yeah, we
harm
can.
of
Yeah,
check?
yeah, we can do that. Just for the user is gonna be like, wait, what?
Right, right. Yeah. The good thing is things don't last that long on the clipboard, right? Like 10 minutes.
I don't know for sure, but I have experiences before. Like I don't know if they do it explicitly or it's the iOS like that. Like I remember, like if I copied something from an app, I remember it was like Airbnb. If I copied something from Airbnb and I closed the app, I
Mhm.
cannot paste anymore, so it gets cleared. If the app that copied from it, it's get closed. I'm not sure if it's only Airbnb or it's iOS specific, but
Mhm.
I know like if you copy something from that app and
Mhm.
that app got closed, the clipboard gets cleared, like
Yeah.
specifically from that app. But does it have expiration time by default? I don't know.
Okay. I think so because like even just copying text, I know if I wait too long, I can't paste it later. Like
Hmm.
it's like it doesn't last that long. So, okay. Yeah. What was your suggested solution?
Like to get help from the back end somehow, but like again, how I don't know because like with timestamp, because like we care about like what the like what's in the user's clipboard if it's coming from our web page, and we control that. So if we copy to something to the user's clipboard, then we can have a record of that with timestamp or something, and later on I have to check with the backend. But how is that gonna be working and how it's gonna be efficient? I don't know. It's I don't know. Um,
Yeah. Okay. I see. Hmm. Well, um, I think we should probably just not worry about it too much, like case by
Mhm.
case, because I
I,
think it'll be.
I'm sorry, John. Did you see the screenshots I posted in Dev for those two screens?
No.
It's possible that maybe just some better messaging is all we need. Just something.
Yeah.
uh,
I think that will
It was
handle.
just yeah, just a little confusing during onboarding what I was agreeing to and why, kind of a thing.
Yeah. Let's see.
yeah.
Um,
To add to that, I remember like when we were like wanted to finish this up, we were just agreed on just like let's just give it work, and we're gonna be thinking more of like how to refine it and having the flow really good, the UX of it. That's why like the messaging right now it's not that good. It's just a model, let's say.
Yeah. Let's work on this messaging, Todd, and we'll update you. I
yeah,
mean, maybe that'll solve it. I think.
Hmm.
yeah.
Okay. The second modal, we can't change that, right? The one that's
Yeah,
like.
we cannot. Yeah, that's native. It's all.
Okay. No worries. Okay. All right. We'll work on that messaging. Okay. What else do you have going on?
Yeah, that's all. I'll be keeping working on the new architecture issues for the sharing to chat.
Okay.
Yeah. If it's all done by tomorrow, I'll do a build for iOS and Android too.
All right. All right. Great. Um, yeah, the Android one is the one I really want to test to dig into because it'll be a lot more defects there than iOS. So,
Mhm.
um, but also we'll have to wait. So like as soon as Ismail can get an Android build with the some of the changes to like the reactions not working, for instance, I want to get that in review, and that can take a day or two. So we may have to wait a day or two on the Android build. Let's just keep in touch on this with Ismail about how soon he can get a production build, and then we'll get it approved as fast as we can. That kind of thing.
Well, yeah, that's all I need too to fix some of the issues, like a day or two, and so it's
Oh,
gonna
okay.
be
Well, I mean, it could sometimes it takes like 3 days to like and
for approval, like a review from the one.
approval. Yeah,
Oh,
you never
okay.
know with them. So we'll get it in
Mhm.
there as fast as we can. So yeah, so
Mm.
Ismail, as soon as we can get that Android production build, let me know. We'll test it out, get it submitted for review.
Okay, and just to be clear, I mean, are the things you were working on, are they for the new architecture or the current one for production?
No, no, it's the new architecture.
Oh, so anything really, so this new build is not going to be with the new architecture, so it's just going to be
Right.
like
Yeah.
just we have it's gonna have the freeze of some like stuff in it, and I just fixed the reaction, so it's pretty much gonna be it.
Right.
So you don't
Right.
have, it's not connected to your work, I guess is what I'm saying. So you don't, yeah, there, just a heads up. That also means I'm gonna have to have one on Android. So the build, I believe it's gonna be '05 is gonna be production, not new architecture.
Yes, that's the one we need to get in review as quick as we can.
Okay, yeah, I'll have that. I'm gonna have a PR sent to you. I mean, it's just gonna be one change. I just editing a GraphQL schema. That's about it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. Sounds like we got a good plan. Anybody have any questions, comments, needs, anything? Okay. Okay. Cool. We'll end the session here. Um, Todd, I'll grab Danny. I'm gonna get a little food. I can meet you back
Yeah.
here in a little bit.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Okay, guys. Thanks, everybody. We'll catch up later.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Take it easy.
Oh, John, just John drop already.
I did, yeah. You must be really
Okay.
hungry.
Yeah, I just forgot to tell him about the 3 4 days. I'm gonna switch to the weekends.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
Well, he'll be back on here probably in like 10, 15 minutes with Danny
yeah.
and I.
I'll just slack him. I'll
Okay,
remember now.
sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Ismail.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
All right. See you later. Bye bye.